This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of the top 3 NASCAR series, run them through the N ratings algorithm, set them up by their provisional lineup, and see what the computer says will be the finishing order on race day. The Xfinity Series completed a 200-lapper yesterday. William Byron helping Junior Motorsports continue their dominance. Trevor Baintie gives AJ Allmendinger and Justin Allgaier rounding out the top 5. Only one non-stage caution in this one, and pretty standard running order. Only issues Josh Berry and Anthony Alfredo dropping out to the rear of the field with mechanical issues. Now it's time for the Cup event. Martin Truex Jr. grabbed his first pole for Joe Gibbs Racing yesterday. 4 of the top 5 are Toyotas. Chase Elliott on the outside pole, the only exception. Green flag out here at the Magic Mile. Truex gets the jump on the initial start. Bubba Wallace slides on the outside in turns 1 and 2. He's already outside the top 5. And a bit of a moment here off of turn 4. Look at Denny Hamlin slide through the front stretch off of turn 4. Contact with Chris Buescher. Hamlin's got the best average finish here at this racetrack, 9.6. The only driver to crack a top 10 average. He's got 3 victories here at this racetrack. Last one came in 2017. Kevin Harvick, 4 victories at this track, and obviously he could really use a victory now because he is trying to battle Christopher Bell for the last point spot, and that's assuming that that list stays the same. And right now Bell is running up in the 4th position, Harvick in 8th. Harvick leads the way on top 5s. Kyle Busch has 11 here, as he's trying to work his way up from a little further back, currently outside the top 10. Got to move for the lead here. Chase Elliott making the move on the outside in turn 3 because there's a lot of lap traffic in front of them. It looks like Elliott chose the right lane to go with. Truex trapped behind Bilicki. Elliott's able to ride behind Burton and grab the lead. Kurt Busch with 15 top 10s here. And unfortunately, he has fallen outside the top 10 despite starting 3rd. He had a great qualifying run. Unfortunately, that speed has not stuck around. Truex Jr. just fell out of the lead. Before then, 744 laps led at this racetrack. You can see there's a pretty big portion shared by just a few drivers. Kyle Busch was the only one to eclipse 1,000 laps led. Chase Elliott will win the first stage. Martin Truex Jr., Eric Almirola, Daniel Suarez, and Chase Briscoe make up the top 5. And Michael McDowell, how about him getting a stage point in this one? On to stage number 2, it is still Elliott and Truex out in front after the pit stops. How about a move on the inside from Almirola? The most recent winner at this racetrack making the move on the inside line. Trying to get the power down. He's going to eventually get that lead. Chase Elliott's coming off a victory at Atlanta, his first one at his home track. Chastain came up in 2nd place. He's still running inside the top 10 as well as Austin Cindric. And Elliott's trying to track down Eric Almirola, the most recent winner here at this racetrack. Was a big surprise at the time because Stewart-Haas Racing was not performing at that point in time and really aren't having the best of speed right now. But Almirola is out in front, trying to get it done where he got it done last year to get himself in the playoffs. Ty Dillon just getting lapped, just learned the news that he's not going to be back at Petty GMS Motorsports. Going to see what that 42 seat holds. And trouble here in turn 2, big contact! Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr. into the wall. JJ Yaley collected as well. 42 just goes around in the back. And a big hit for 2 drivers who were looking for really good days here today. And Truex Jr., the pole sitter, is unfortunately going to have a sour finish. And both of those cars are still on the racetrack. Pretty much everyone that was involved in that accident is. But definitely running a lot slower than he was. Both the 19 and the 5 fell a lap down in that process. And they're definitely not going to be able to get back on the lead lap based on the speed that they're showing. Here comes a move from Ryan Blaney. He's been able to track down the 10 car after the restart, and he puts himself up in the front. William Byron, a 2-time winner this season, is looking for some better runs. Only 1 top 10 since he won at Martinsville. That was at Sonoma, and he just recently won the Slinger Nationals, looking for a bit of a momentum boost. Ryan Blaney able to use that speed to take the 2nd stage. Eric Almirola, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, top 5 in this stage. And now on to the final run. 301 laps in this race. Ryan Blaney to the inside of Almirola, and it looks like the 10 car trying to get out in front. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it there. Denny Hamlin has not shown speed today. He is trying to keep up with the pace, but he has fallen a couple laps back, which is surprising from a lot of the Toyotas who showed speed in qualifying. Trouble here for Chase Elliott. He's got an oil leak we're hearing. He is coming down to pit lane. Not going to take him out of the race, but definitely put him a lap down. And Christopher Bell's car shuts off, entering turn 3. The woes for Toyota continue. Speaking of 2311 Racing, they qualified on the second row of both their drivers. Neither have shown the speed that they shown in the qualifying session. Bubba Wallace several laps back. Just something amiss in that car. Kurt Busch also a couple laps down, just a few positions ahead of his teammate. And speaking of 2311, Tyler Reddick announced this week that he is going to be moving over to that team in 2024. So not next season, but the season after. Having a bit of a subpar day after winning at Road America. But that's going to shuffle up things for the silly season. Ryan Blaney off to a demanding lead, but trouble here in turn 2 once again. Briscoe, Elliott, McDowell, Dillon plows into it. Both of the Dillon brothers, in fact. Justin Haley, a big stack up there in turn 2, a lot like we saw in the first accident with Truex Jr. and Larson. And that is going to be a big buzzkill for Blaney, who had a 10-second lead over the entire field. And now Almirola on the restart is able to jump in front of the 12 car. So Almirola is now out in front and the laps are winding down. 12 car trailing, not letting him get away, but he's going to have to make the pass. And it's going to be hard to find a place to make the move. They're coming up on some lap traffic as we're approaching the white flag lap. They are right on top of the traffic. Corey LaJoie going down to the inside. Try to get a finish at Atlanta. Did not pan out. Not having the greatest of days today. But now he's enveloped in this battle for the lead once again. Almirola looking to the outside. Blaney is running that inside, not working out. Kevin Harvick has suddenly entered the fray. He is trying to take the low line as well, but the traffic there is just too much. With Wallace and LaJoie, Almirola working that outside line behind Ty Dillon, and he's going to get it done. Almirola, for the second straight year, is going to win at New Hampshire. Toyota showed all the speed in qualifying, but in the end, it was a Ford driver that got it done at the magic mile. Ryan Blaney tried so hard to get it done, and unfortunately that caution just cost him this race. Kevin Harvick finds his way into third place and almost had a chance there to grab a couple more positions as he just flew in there with that lap traffic. Daniel Suarez and Alex Bowman will also be up there inside the top, having a great run from Michael McDowell, who grabs an 8th place finish and stays on the lead lap. RFK drivers inside the top 15, Keselowski in 12th, Buescher 14th. Didn't talk about Joey Logano at all today, 15th for him. That's one to forget. Same for Denny Hamlin, who finishes back in 20th position. The car he owns, Kurt Busch, finishes in 16th, and Bubba Wallace, the teammate, finishes in 26th. A lot of speed just disappearing between qualifying and the race. And as a result of that accident in the second stage, Truex Jr. will finish 28th and Kyle Larson 32nd as they drop back through the field fast. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.